We're at the contract signing between MJF and Stone Cold Cosplay for the pay-per-view AEW Championship match. MJF comes out in the walker and the neck brace from the way he was mistreated last week, and boy, he was actually professionally mistreated last week. Moxley can't come to the ring for a contract signing from the locker room, so I fast-forwarded the 5-minute entrance. MJF blistered Moxley verbally through the whole thing, got more serious at the end, started selling the pay-per-view after the, haha lines, got real serious with saying that Moxley idolized Sandman, New Jack, and Zandig. That's the only time Zandig's name will ever be mentioned on an actual television program. And he, hot garbage. Did you catch MJF said he idolized Buddy Rogers, Tully Blanchard, and Ernie Ladd? One of these things is not like the other. Ernie was a great talent, but I don't know if we could all call him a great wrestling technician, which is the point that was being made there. But and then he tries to goad Moxley to sign in the contract to ban the DDT. I'm sorry, it was long. This was long. This was a little long. It was well done, but it was long. But by the time Moxley starts talking, and now it's okay to say dickwad on television, apparently. But he tried to be the psycho and intimidating, and he's not psychotic, and he's not intimidating. And, like we said, the delivery is okay if it was anybody you could believe in that position, but it's just this fucking buggy whipped arm fucking normal looking fuck. And he signed the contract and added page 17, which, of course, is next week a match between him and the lawyer, Mark Sterling. And if, whatever the... Here's the goddamn deal. If MJF had said everything that he said, and then Moxley had said everything he said, and then Moxley had signed the fucking contract, right? And then the lawyer and MJF had started laughing and everything because you're an idiot, because you've just fucking signed away your best fucking hold or whatever, and Moxley had already said, I don't need it. If then Moxley had put the fucking lawyer through the fucking table like everybody was waiting for, there was going to be some physicality somewhere, which is why they made a joke out of there's not going to be any physicality, which is another way of saying there's going to be some physicality, but you're not going to expect it. And then they didn't do any physicality, except that the fucking babyface made the heel and the heel's lawyer look like complete fucking idiots. That's the kind of shit you used to do to me, the manager. Not the fucking guy that needs all the heat going into the fucking title match. They should have had fucking Moxley get hot at that fucking line about his fucking tell your hot wife I'm single or whatever, and let him grab the goddamn lawyer and put the lawyer through the fucking table, and then have MJF stand up off that walker and rip that fucking neck brace off and be fucking 100% fine, and drop goddamn Moxley on his head with his own fucking move and leave him laying in the middle of the ring and saying, Saturday night, you can't use it, but I can. Now you got some heat going into the match. And then Moxley can end up goddamn beating fucking MJF, possibly using his move behind the referee's back, or who gives a shit, I don't care. But unless MJF is going to pin Moxley 1, 2, 3 right in the middle of the fucking ring and win the belt on the pay-per-view, this was the stupidest thing I've ever fucking seen. Take all the heat off the fucking heel. The go home of the fucking pay-per-view. Or not the go home. There's one more. This was last week. So maybe the lawyer will beat Moxley. If somebody beats fucking Moxley or fucks him up some kind of way before this goddamn pay-per-view match, they might can save this thing. But all they've done is make fucking MJF, they dropped him on his head last week, and this week, I don't understand. I do not understand. Do you understand?
I don't know if I understand. I haven't been very happy with the way MJF's been used the last several weeks since they started this bullshit campaign, and he has his team and his lawyer. I know the lawyer is a wrestler, but he has not done it for me. He's too shticky. He's clearly not an attorney, and
he's clearly a wrestler that knows how to lawyer instead of a lawyer that knows how to wrestle.
Yeah, I'm not buying him at all. I thought MJF's promo and Moxley's promo were both excellent. Excellent. It made me want to see these guys wrestle. If they had stopped with, I signed a contract, I'll see you on the 5th, even if there was no physicality at all, I would have been like, oh shit, I can't wait for this match. But then it became Raw. Then it became, you forgot to look at that last page, Mr. Lawyer. The last page that me, Jon Moxley, slipped into the contract. I'm going to wrestle you. To me, that took away what was, up to that point, a fantastic segment. I'm not crazy about, MJF with the walker and everything. It's a little too much.
But the point you're making, every time they do one of these things right, accidentally, and somehow get a performance out of everybody that gets the point across, they have to fuck it up at the end. They get almost to the finish line, and then, or they've got to take it too far, and they move the finish line another 50 yards down the road, and then you're tired of watching them run. They can't just get there and leave well enough alone, is what I'm saying.
We've both been critical of Moxley for different things and different reasons. MJF did a fantastic promo. I thought Moxley did a great promo, especially with, okay, I can't use my DDT. I'm going to have to be creative and come up with another way to get you. What did you think of Moxley's promo?
His promos are great. This one was very good too. I'm going to have to get creative. I'm going to have to come up with another way. I can't believe this fucking, balding, normal looking fuck sitting there going, well, I can choke your breath out of you and I can do all this and that. If it was his idol, Steve Austin, or, at least that's who we think his idol really is because he's cosplaying him, or some badass that's legitimate looking, the promos would be great. I just don't believe it coming from him. I think it sounds more like this outlaw garbage deathmatch hardcore bullshit of today where they all fucking look like shit, but they think because they've got real scars from the stupid shit that they've done for no money, that makes them tough. That just makes them stupid. You can cut anybody up, and if you sew them up and they come back, that doesn't make them tough. It makes them stupid for getting cut up for no money and no reason in the first place. Freak show bullshit. Anyway, they were right there. They were right there, and then they, like you said, they turned into ha-ha land, and it was just, fuck. Anybody get some goddamn heat. What about the 8-man tag team match? What the fuck? See if I've got this right. The Butcher and the Baker, we can't call them the Vic Tayback Express anymore because now they don't wear their white stuff because they're not in the butcher shop and the bakery anymore. So the Butcher and the Baker and the Lucha Brothers with Eddie Kingston, the guy that I'd like to see in the ring is the one out on the floor, against Griff Garrison, Sonny Kiss, Jelly Nutella, and poor old Brian Pillman Jr. It starts at 100 miles an hour. They go into an immediate 8-way. All the baby faces get bumped out on the floor, and then the heels do the dives and fire up the fans. So within the first 30 seconds of this match, it is completely off fucking chart and made no sense. But at the same time, the Lucha Brothers, even though they have a manager and they're partners with a heel team, have kind of been baby faces because people cheer for them because they do all that goofy shit that some people like. And then meanwhile, on the other side, you have the most unappealing, rotten-looking fucking baby, except for Brian Pillman. Look at the state of Jelly. Griff Garrison just looked like some skinny white fucking guy, and then there's Sonny Kiss. So who's going to cheer for this motley crew of baby faces? It's all fucked up. And now I'm actually seeing Sonny Kiss wrestle, by the way. Everybody, well, Sonny Kiss, when you see him wrestle, fucking hell. Awkward. Can't hit the ropes. That fucking sway back. The scoliosis. He looks goddamn mal fucking formed.
Oh, will you stop it?
And it's a gymnast trying to wrestle. He can do a cartwheel and 3 flips into a slap, but he can't hit the fucking ropes.
Can I say something?
Yes.
This match was on, and Suzanne came into the office. And
don't you goddamn tell me you better have watched every single second of this fucking piece of shit.
I watched this match. What I was going to say, and boy, the tide has turned. This is the way I reacted when you fast forwarded past those really good matches with Bayley, Sasha Banks, and Asuka. But Suzanne was watching it, and whoever Sonny Kiss was in the ring with, Suzanne does not watch wrestling. She used to watch New Japan with me, but after Nakamura left, she lost her interest like I did. And she was looking at the TV because she knew I was reviewing this, and she said, and again, she knows nothing about what happens in wrestling. She goes, they now let women wrestle with men? And I said, no, that's a man. That's a man. She thought Sonny Kiss was a woman. She couldn't believe it even after I told her it was a man. She thought I was lying.
But she was right. They do have the intergender matches, which is equally as stupid.
And this is the way someone who doesn't like wrestling would react to the idea of intergender wrestling. I will also say, as a proud heterosexual man, Sonny Kiss has a fantastic ass.
What the fuck? Look here. Here's the goddamn deal. Well, besides, after the cartwheel and the 3 flips into the slap, Jelly got in, and the forearms, he pushes the forearm and then jerks it back. It's like he's doing some kind of weird reverse fucking, if you played this fucking video in reverse, it would actually look good or something. All the heels tagged in simultaneously and did some awkward shit, and they went to the break. And they come back, and the quote-unquote heels are getting quote-unquote heat on Jelly, and he's trying to sell. And so then you have 2 heels that are kind of popular to begin with, beating on a babyface trying to sell that just looks like a goddamn guy that they picked up at a homeless shelter. And then he tags Sonny Kiss, and Sonny Kiss tries to make a comeback. And JR calls Sonny Kiss her. Okay.
No, he didn't, did he?
Yes, he did, and here it comes. Look, you motherfuckers, I don't give a good goddamn whether somebody is straight, gay, bisexual, transsexual, or likes fucking goats and Dalmatians. But I'm going to tell you something right now. It's fucking stupid when, except for Brian Last's wife, everybody's looking, seeing a fucking guy. An effeminate guy, a guy dressed up in part as a girl, but a fucking guy. And if you're a private citizen, you're allowed to call yourself, refer to yourself as whatever you want, and you're allowed to ask people to refer to you as whatever you'd like to be referred to. But if you're going to be a goddamn professional wrestler, especially one just on the underneath card that's never going to make a fucking difference in business or draw a goddamn dime anywhere, and you are making the lead announcer or asking the lead announcer, or the lead announcer even feels beholden to call you by a name that you are not and ruin his credibility. Jim Ross's credibility is what they bought. And for everybody except the demented little subgenre, subcult of people who enjoy this fucking wrestling parody shit they do, they're looking at a fucking guy, and Jim Ross is saying she and her. It's fucking ridiculous. It's fucking stupid. It's your announcer credibility instead of pandering or catering to one fucking apparently easily fucking hurt-feelinged fucking person on your roster. Until they fucking call a UFC fighter or an NFL football player, male athlete, her or she, don't do it in wrestling. Unless it's a her or a she. Have you ever heard a male athlete in the National Basketball Association, the National Football League, the Ultimate Fighting Championships, Bellator, any other combat sport, an obvious man, whether he wants to dress up or not, referred to as a woman in any of those sports? This is not personal preference, personal sexual orientation. This is making pro wrestling again look like a goddamn clown show. So fuck that. If you're in a professional wrestling match and you've got a dick, you're a guy and you're he or him. If you want to go all the way with it like Nyla Rose did, that's fine. Otherwise, stay fucking put where you are.
Well, we don't know if it was a request from Sonny Kiss for Jim Ross to say that. He made.
Why would Jim Ross say that?
It may have been a slip.
It could have been a slip. Feel good.
It could have been a slip.
No, it couldn't.
You think Jim Ross was told to call Sonny Kiss her?
Either that or he's trying to be nice and make him feel good because he likes to be called her. They said on Twitter he refers to himself as he or she, which is fucking ludicrous. That's like being a little bit pregnant. You need to pick one, stick with it. I feel the same way when Bruce Pritchard used to tell me WWF bullshit that I knew was bullshit, but he expected me to agree with it. I would tell him, look, as long as you know that I know you're working, I'll work with you, but don't expect me to say this shit and actually mean it because I know you're fucking full of bullshit. Anyway.
By the way, after I revealed to Suzanne that Sonny Kiss was in fact a man, and then had to reiterate it because she thought I was joking with her, I told her, I said, yeah, Jim got into a lot of heat. I didn't use the word heat, but I said Jim got into some problems like a year and a half ago, whatever, because he had never seen this person before and said, the transvestite they had in the ring and everyone lost their mind. And she said, why? I said, well, transvestite's a slur now. And she didn't know about that. She was...
Yeah. That's because she actually is a normal human being that has a real life.
Yeah, she saw this and she was wondering what the fuck I was watching.
All right, anyway... Like I said, go all the way with it like Nyla Rose did. Make the switch or elsewise fucking stay put. You can't have your fucking Kate needeth too. You rascal you, oh the lady who.